Hello, no music, just straight in. I was having a bit of a nightmare trying to find OBS on the computer. Um, hello, and Luke was first. To be honest, you were first before I even sort of activated the thing. So that was the patience of a hunter, and just swooped on in. Well done, well done. Yes, hello. It's Wednesday night. Warhound, Warlord. Who cares? It begins with W. Yeah, it's been a bit of a bit of a day. Yeah, so we're continuing from the work from Saturday on the Land Raider and the rhinos that I did. I'd done some decal work on them the other day, so just making sure. Yep. So we got one that's been done. The pintle mounted multi-motor, of course, combi bolter, which need to drill those barrels. And yeah, that's how it's been going, really. So that's one, and well, that was the first one. So this was the first one I did a couple of months back. So not too bad colour matching wise. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased how they've come out to look quite similar to the original one, which was like, when you do sort of projects with a bit of a gap between painting sessions, it's sometimes really hard to actually match up. Yes, it was a very long day, and literally been back sort of 20 odd minutes. So yes, it went well. Maddie enjoyed the visit. Thomas enjoyed going on the tram because he loves his trains, and we took a break and went for a little walk because he researches the target destination. Yeah, so yes, so he found out there was tram services up there, and so he wanted to go on said trams. So we went for a little ride on a tram, which was all right. I've never been on a tram before. Well, as far as I'm aware, I haven't. Although I did. No, I've definitely not been on one in England. I may have been on one in Switzerland many years ago, but yeah, it was enjoyable nonetheless. So there's 3 little sausages. So yes, so they're actually pretty cool, to be honest. I'm really quite chuffed with how they've come out. So yeah, just got ya, ha 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 ha. Daddy long legs. Oh hello, it's Chrissy. Hello. How was Midland trip? Yeah, Luke was just asking the same question. Yeah, it was. Travel wasn't too bad up getting up there today. We went up M1. That's why I was waving at everyone who I knew in a general location. So yeah, M25, which it was really. I was worried because it was absolutely pouring down across the northern stretch of the M25, But after getting onto the M1 and heading up, it started to clear up, and it was a little breezy the nearer we got to Nottingham. But I have to admit, it was actually quite beautiful because there was so many leaves, like autumnal leaves, and they're blowing across, and it was actually quite special. I actually really, I was actually sitting there driving, thinking of poetry. I was gonna do a haiku about the beauty of the moment. It was a nice day. It was clear, bit of breeze, and the autumnal leaves just gracing across the motorway and flying up in beautiful leaf-like ways. But yeah, got up there for one, which was quite good because there was a little bit of a sticky patch around Leicester. I put that down to Chrissy, putting out some sort of like using a geese army to actually cause disruption. Honestly, I did think that. But yeah, got up there and it wasn't overly packed, which Maddie was actually quite happy about. Because sometimes if there's a lot of people going on, a lot of people about, obviously you get a bit overwhelmed, but she was actually quite okay. So yeah, we just literally just got straight in, went into Budman's, saw some of the names and faces obviously walking through. Didn't cause much of a fuss, to be fair. The only one, obviously, Mark Bedford, one of the senior design dude paint buddies. He saw me as he was walking through, and I looked over. He looked over, and he's like, oh, like that, as he was going through. So just the simple knowledge. But I did have Andy Hoare come hunt me down. I made a little chat in the shop of all places. It was just like getting a message coming through. Where are you? So I'll just come out of the museum. We're in the shop. Okay, I'll be there. Yeah, so I had a little chat about stuff. All the work that he's putting in his team with the specialist games stuff. He's looking good as well. He's grown a bit of a beard, and I've said, "Hey, you're looking good." Hair's growing long again. So yeah, he's a prime piece of meat, even though he's vegetarian. You did nothing. I'm sure you didn't. But yeah, so it was saw Louise Sugden briefly. I was actually in the Forge World store at the time because I was swapping some stuff that I'd purchased and decided I'm not doing that. So I basically took a load of boxes back, swapped over, exchanged for some heresy stuff. So unfortunately, there was stock wise, because I was looking for the new graviton guns for Adeptus Titanicus. There was none in there. The new book, there wasn't any of that in there either. And then my other targets were getting the new Predator tanks, and there was absolutely none of them in there either. The old Forge World ones were there, and the old Forge World Sicarans, and I thought, no, I'll have the plastic ones. So yeah, it was a little bit. Yeah, all my cunning plans didn't really come to fruition in that respect. But from what I exchanged over, I basically just grabbed a load of stuff. With my conversation with Andy, because he was talking about Emperor's Children, because he's my Emperor's Children tag team partner and boss man. We were talking about the Sun Killers, which are the exemplar battles unit, where you've got up a unit of heavy support Marines up to a unit size of 20, which is the largest. Normally it's only 10. You can have 20 of these Sun Killers, and you can also mix up the weapon loadouts as well, which is very unique. So I was in a chat with him because I've already got 10 Sun Killers, which a couple of weeks ago when I was doing the infrastructure infantry, I was putting decals on. I was doing the plasma cannon dudes as Sun Killers. I bought now, I exchanged 10 las cannons because that'll be a nice little compromise as well. So you got the nice, las cannon fire, and then you got plasma cannon, for effect. So yeah, it was productive. I've got myself a Legion Dreadnought drop pod, which I wanted for a Leviathan. A second Sicaran, plastic Sicaran, another Land Raider. So it's like a whale. Because I got two, but obviously with the Proteus, which is the Proteus Explorator one, which is like a reconnaissance Land Raider, decals. It's smaller transport capacity, but you can only have one in a heavy support slot, whereas the armoured carrier Land Raider Proteus, which has greater capacity for transporting, you can have up to 3 in a unit. So I've now got 2 for a unit of Land Raider carriers, 1 Proteus, 3 rhinos, and I've also still got the Spartan from the Age of Darkness box set to build. So because I'm doing this project from the base upwards and stuff, I'm looking to actually making sure that there is enough transportation for units, if you know what I mean. So obviously I've got some Terminators I can put into the carriers or the the Spartan. Obviously Sicarans have no transport capacity. I may get another Rhino just to top up the Rhinos side of things. We pop that in there. Make way. So yeah, and obviously no, the pinto-mounted multi-motor of doom has fallen off, but that's okay. I can glue it back on. That's a clean break. That's fine. I just noticed. I thought, oh my god, what's that missing there? But that's actually pretty handy because I can actually paint the stand better now. Actually, so yes, it was a good day. Maddie enjoyed it. Thomas enjoyed it for other reasons, for the tram ride. Sorry. But yeah, it was good. It was a nice day out. It's probably my last visit for the year, to be fair. I doubt I'm going to have any time off to be able to go back up there at any point soon. But yeah, it was worth it. Maddie was actually quite intrigued by, even in Bugman, she liked how it all looked like a sort of a fantasy sort of setting, because she's just getting into doing. She's done it with me before, D&D. I've done like little games of D&D for her, and Thomas. Not Thomas bothered much, but Maddie did. But at her school, they've got like a lunchtime club on a Thursday where they do D&D, and they're also starting to do Warhammer as well. So she was actually quite interested when they found out that they had these things starting up. She did ask me if I could teach her Warhammer. So I went, oh, okay. Because I'd never pushed this hobby / curse onto my children. because I want them to be able to make decisions for themselves. If they want to go for it, fine, I will help and support as best I can. If they don't, I'm not going to hold it against them. So, yeah. But yeah, she was quite interesting. She was a little bit annoyed, I think, because Thomas was there. Because Thomas really, he just went around. He's not one to enjoy things he doesn't want to be doing. He was just there for the trams, so he got his tram journey. We went down to Nottingham City train station. Sorry, Nottingham train station was done about 3 or 4 stops, and then Maddie was getting a little bit. I think obviously with doing that, it was a little bit hot as well on the trams, so she was feeling a little bit uncomfortable. So that's why we decided to head off afterwards. But all in all, it was yeah, it was fun. Saw a few people. As I say, you always see people that you sort of know anyway, don't you, when you go up there? But yeah, it was like chat with Andy was good, and another chap, Neil, who works up in the offices. Had a chat with him in the car park. He actually messaged me on my Facebook, the Forge of Mars Facebook page, and asking, "Are you still up there?" Because he wanted to have a chat. Because he had a spare ticket for a Goonhammer AT event this weekend, which is up in Nottingham. So I said no, can't do it. I'm away to my friend Brian Jenkins for his birthday roleplay, Star Wars roleplay this weekend, where I'll be dressing up as a Wookiee again. Although I'm not sure if everyone else is dressing up this year, which I'm quite concerned. But it's a onesie, so I'll be comfortable at least. So, what are you two working on? Are you hobbying tonight as well? What's occurring? What's that other one gone? Losing track of your rhinos. Terrible. Are you still doing your Warlord, Luke? I know you was up late doing it last night. And what about you, Chrissy? Are you got a new project on the go? It's just about to finish it. Painting Gore Chosen of Drom. Is that the that's not the war, is that the Warcry stuff or Underworlds? Because I'm totally in the dark about those systems, or nevermore. I don't say I'm ignorant. If it hasn't got bolters or las weaponry, I'm useless. Well, I was actually when we was going around the museum, and Maddie was asking, going, "What are they?" Pointing to the Ideneth in the display cases in the museum, and I was just going, "They are what I call fish elves." So, and I told her how much I like them because I think it's bonkers elves walking around with fish as their, I'm going into battle with this cod here. Charge! And go surging in and attacking people with halibut. What's not to love? Come on. No, it was the new Khorne Underworld's Warband. Yeah, I keep on remember you sort of getting quite excited by them when they done their reveal the other month, wasn't it? So like the Khorne models have needed some more work done to them. So I know like lots of people that are like 40k corn berserkers in particular as well, but all across the board, they needed a little bit more of an update and redesign and stuff. But those gore chosen, they do look kind of nasty in a good way. Went to bed 10 to 6 as today's the last free day until I move. Oh, bloody hell, yeah. Because you've got all that to do. And then not long before the walk, 2 weeks this Saturday for the Titan walk. So I've probably got to do a few things just to finish up on myself for my cruise of Titans. I need to get them sorted out. But it's nice having you along to hang out with tonight, and you're making use of your time for your hobbies, which are always good. And so a lot of stuff, like from Saturday when we got these 3 rhinos painted up, 3 rhinos, 2 rhinos and the Land Raider. The little details here and there really do go to making it look all the more awesome, because we've got quite a lot done with the airbrush, just using obviously the base colours for these guys over lead belcher. Well, I dry brushed over the lead belcher with Runefang steel, but it's just a few details here and there just to help tie it all in to make it look a little bit more awesome. So doing the decals with microset and microsolder was just like, oh my god, will we just work? Will you just go down and stay down? I was trying to get those decals so sort of malleable. I actually lost one where I was pressing down. It was one of these door ones. Yeah, it was one of these ones. I was pressing down. As I come away, it's come away with the thing, and it's just gone screw with. And so I tried to unscrew with it, making up words, but to no avail. So I had to sort of abandon it. And obviously, even though I have 2 decal sheets, you don't get that many of those particular ones, and I wanted them to be sort of symmetrical in a lot of ways. So these 2 are the same, but that one's the unique one at the moment. So let's do a little bit edges. I really like how these just come together really well. They're quite the Rhino kit. It was surprisingly fun to make and quick to make, because I was watching Crystal McDowell's stream the other week, and I had done about 70% of one when she started, and then I built another one during the thing, because I just went, you know what, I'm gonna build another one. And yeah, they go together really, really well. I know there's a lot of people who say, oh, they have trouble with the base bit, but it's like a snap block it's got there, because on the base, one end where it has like the little plug-in bit that goes into the sides here, it seems to be a little bit thicker. But all you need to do is just one side and just be firm with it. Don't be scared, but be firm. Push it in, it snaps in. Like these bases aren't actually glued in because it just snaps in. Whereas I've heard people say, "Oh, you've got to sand it down." Right? You don't. You really don't. It just snaps in. Just give it a firm push. It will go in. Trust me. So yeah, and I said I've all three of these. That this section is not glued to the side sections because it's like snap lock, push fit sort of thing, you know. So yes. Oh dear. Happened to me with one of the Scorpion ones, but I was gutted, especially as they don't do mana transfers anymore. Yeah, I say transfers is the bane to a lot of hobby projects. It's a shame that they haven't got a more sort of ready supply. I know that they, you know, the stock rotation and whatever, keeping on top of things, but you know, some people get put off by not being able to have the appropriate decals to hand. So yeah, it's little things like that can really put a downer on a project for sure. Oh, 5 minutes. Hello. Hello. How are you, Judge? And welcome. What are you up to today? I got a Volpa set for a mere $15 over. Well, that's not bad as decals go. $15 over the cost is pretty bloody good. I remember when the Emperor's Children decal sheets were sort of as rare as rocking horse poo. Someone was selling one on eBay with a couple of decals missing for £100. And then they brought out the new one. Literally, I saw that, and then the new decals came out, and it's like, you ain't getting £100 for that now, son. But yeah, there's I'm not for sort of profiteering on stuff like that. It's a little, you know, I've given stuff away that I'm not needing or using or anything like that. Purely because, well, I've got it. It's all been paid for, sort of thing. If I was set, you know, I'm not giving away all my stuff. I do sell stuff on occasions. To be honest, I've only sold a few things. I say a few things. I sold a lot of things to a friend Paul because he wanted to have some ready to go armies for his like son was getting into the hobby, and I was not really focusing on doing 40k anymore. So I sold a lot of my 40k stuff, and he basically got a whole load of Tau, a whole load of Raptors, some Death Watch stuff, and I just chucked a load of other bits and pieces in there as well. And that's what helped fund my last Reaver Titan Raptorus. Is why I call it Raptorus as well, because the Raptors helped fund it. Demand is the price, accept and mates. Yeah, I suppose I don't really sell to sort of strange people. I had an experience before. I used to, like what I did today, where I've bought stuff, stockpiled stuff, with the intention of doing projects, and then I thought, I'm not going to actually do that now. So I took it back, swapped it over, and there was a stage when I was bouncing from army to army to army, and I'd done like Blood Angels came out. I got a load of them, painted up Dante, and then done some. No, I don't think I actually did much at all with them. And then I decided, no, I don't want them, and I went with Dark Angels. Army came out, and so I was buying all that with the Raven Wing bikers and all that sort of stuff. Bought loads of bits off of bit sites as well for the plasma talons on their bikes and stuff. Built a couple of bits of them, and then went, oh no, I've got to do Necrons. So I swapped all the stuff that I hadn't opened, but the stuff that I had opened, I'd sell. So I sold the Dark Angels that I had done to a friend. He was a little bit miffed because where I painted, this is the infamous banner story. The Ravenwing banner in the command squad. I only painted one side the time I sold it, and I just sold it. And he said, like, I was a little bit annoyed that the other side wasn't painted. I went, oh, sorry. Kind of, you know, at that point I'd given up and thought, oh, I'll just sell it, sort of thing. You know, he got a good price for them. I wasn't selling them at, like, you know, cost. But yeah, it was just a little bit like that. And then there was when I'd done the Necrons, I'd mislisted. It was brand new in box, sort of thing, and it was, but I had opened the box to make sure that the fine cast was okay, and I got a negative rating on that. It was brand new boxes. Well, it is. It's been opened, so I had to check it. But yeah, because that's the only couple of times I've ever sold anything off of eBay, and I've never been back since. I'm just like too much of a coward in that respect. No. Ooh. So yeah, I just gave up selling stuff. Oh. Oh yeah. Well, so yeah, I almost did a lot of stuff today. As I say, I bought. I didn't buy it. I exchanged. I got the Legion drop pod, Legion Dreadnought drop pod, a Morax, because I've got two, and this would finish off my third one. The las cannons, a couple of packs of them, Alpha Legion Mark IV heads. Sakaran and a Proteus. Oh, and a Graviton weapon for the Morax. So yeah, that will do. That will do me. Upside of moving out is I have more room for AT stuff. Good. Need to do some AT at some time. I said one of the guys I was chatting with up at Warhammer World was saying we need to have a game. So yeah, it might be something to do. Maybe one weekend or something. Meet up and let loose our stuff and kill things. You know, things going through. I have definitely got connection, excellent connection. Things are going again. So yes. Yeah, so it's not buffering anymore, so that's good. Yes. So is things going well? Are you still there? Can you hear me? That's weird because it just popped out. We'll keep going anyway. I can now. All right. Whew. No, it was my end because the KP/S over on this side on my OBS screen, it's like 2672, and it had excellent connection on my YouTube Studio. But then I noticed that they had the buffer come up. I'm going, well, what's going on there? Because that was doing things, and I've still got excellent connection over here. So I have no idea. There's nothing else going on. What the hell is going on? Yes, Wii's back, same, lol. Definitely up for a game of AT. No, exactly. I have some games. I think that there seems to be, like, because there's so many games out there and there's so many people I'm friends with from various sort of parts of the hobby, and you want to hang out with them, but if you don't play their game and they don't play your game, it's like, oh, you can play my game. No, you can play my game. And so you've got to sort of like jockey up and that. It's like Maddie was actually showing an interest in Blood Bowl. The kids are out in their Vauxhall Novas. I'll shut the door. So Maddie was actually quite intrigued by Blood Bowl. I said, well, luckily I know somebody who is quite into Blood Bowl. That could be helpful for you if you wanted to play. I'm sure that I could coerce Crystal into showing her how to play. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is like a hairdryer being pulled through me. Yes, and Christine as well, because you're quite good at the old Blood Bowl now as well, aren't you? Kicking ass with your wooden spoon that you picked up at Strangle Bowl. Well done on that. That's still it's an award. So yes. As I accidentally put a lot of 32mm bases into my box here, so as I'm going through, hey, you've played more than me, so in my eyes you're a veteran. But you've got the wooden spoon, which is good. See? As I said, it's an award. It's been glammed up. There's photographs of you receiving wooden spoon, so that is good. I salute you. But yeah, it's like Crystal and Rob. Was it? He came 22nd and she came 25th out of 84. So that's pretty good going. And it's like one of Rob's only played a couple of games. So yeah, I had a good weekend as well. And that's all it's all about, isn't it? Really, having fun gaming with friends. So you can't really say fairer than that, really. Ah. been attacked by a moth. Out you go, Mr. Moth. Thank you for your visit, but you're not welcome. I'll try and hold this back in place. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I keep doing that. What? Just took the bloody thing off. I put it down, and I don't know where I put it down. No. Damn it. So is that, how many have you been to many tournaments, Chrissy, or have you just, was that your first one? Because I've only done, so one AT. There's only been one official AT tournament. There's been several other ones like Maximal Fire host them. Goonhammer's doing one. Well, it'd be the second one for the year, to be honest. You get some going on down south as well. Just two. One for Underworlds, one for Blood Bowl. Oh, cool. So mixing it up, because obviously I know you like and you've got a really nice painted. It's a squad, isn't it? Because like Underworlds is like squad based, like a kill team ish thing. Yeah, not kill team, but you know, fantasy small squad goes round, boop 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 boop, whatever that is. That's hitting them with wooden spoons, spooning them, spoon them like the Tick, spoon. But yeah, as I say, I've never been one for the fantasy element. Apart from my only two ventures have been the Idoneth Deepkin because of craziness, and back in the day, the original Night Goblins release. And again, because it was purely, you know, squig herders, I just thought were hilarious. You know, with the net, the club, and the little goblin champion dude, and the little, it's like banner dude. I actually gave them to Crystal because they're originally painted mid 90s or whatever, early mid 90s. Legally painted them up, and they've just been the same thing with Green Flock in a box, and it's like, well, I don't want them. You know, I'm not going to use them, and I just thought, well, she likes goblins and stuff, so she can have them. So they're in one of her boxes somewhere. But yes, that's so annoying. Where the hell did I put the lid? Where are you, Liddy? Where are you? Hopefully you'll turn up. I've done that the other day as well, which was most annoying. My bloody bowl team's next after the Warlord. Cool. Are you going for were you going for orcs? You did mention them. I will refer to long day. I've had a very long day. That's my defence. I'm sticking to it. I'm normally quite good at keeping. There it is. Ooh. Yeah, almost flicked the bloody thing off. Dwarves. The dwarves. Yeah, I did get some. I've got to sort out those pictures for 50 as well. I can't. I can't believe you called him a Luddite. It's not wrong. Yeah, I used to have WeTransfer, but I haven't got it on my phone anymore. So I need to sort that out, I guess. Oh dear. Yeah, because I did go a little bit two-footed with taking pictures of Lord of the Rings stuff. It's true though. It's so true. It is. But it's annoying, like, you know, because you just think like, well, I thought everybody had sort of like WhatsApp, because it's just easy to just like mass photograph, unless he's got an iPhone, because that's fair. I don't want to be like sending photo messages to him because it cost me an arm and a leg. Because they charge them unless you've got iPhones. Right. Let me see. I haven't brought the yeah. I didn't bring out the booba shaker because I believe it's the cable connection is the problem. So where you go to utilize booba shaker, I can't have that and the lamp, this little lamp here, because I need this little lamp on top of the big ring lamp here, because if I try and bring that closer, I get sort of all whited out. You can see, like, you know, so I need to have it at a distance, so it's actually manageable. But then sometimes I need to have a bit more light on certain things in order to paint properly. So that's why I bring the little one in. It's the little one. That's just wanted to get a little bit more difference in colour. And this, that's one of the older ball bearings in my iron breaker. Let's move you out of the way because I'm working on this dude. Good. It's good. It's very good. Really good. What's that iron? No, not iron breaker. Lead belcher. And so it's all about picking out those little details just to help break things up a little bit more. You're going to both mills? Yeah, I am. I've already checked what I wanted for eatage. Although I need to speak to Matt again because of apparently the places that we're eating at after 6 becomes like a bar or a club or something. But as far as I was aware, if you're, if you've got people under the age of 18 that are eating, sitting down and eating, it's like in a pub. When you're like pub restaurant, you can still eat in there as long as you're not buying drinks, sort of thing. As far as I was aware, in the old, the old ways. So yeah, it's because friend who's coming down with his kids, 2 teenage kids, and it'd be a bit of an arse if they're not allowed to actually join us. So we'd have to go elsewhere. So, which is again a bit of an arse, really. Anywhere it serves food and stuff, I don't see it being a problem. I really don't see it being a problem. Yeah, do you know what time the meals are starting on the Friday though? Because I'll be coming up straight from work, so I probably wouldn't be to Milton Keynes. Let me just check. All right, so it'll probably be about an hour and a quarter. So I wouldn't get up there until 7 at the latest, I would have thought. Well, it's Friday night as well, isn't it? So yes, it will be because I didn't, obviously, luckily I didn't have. I was only down there for the 1 day last year, wasn't I? So I missed out on lasagna gate. Which isn't a bad thing sometimes. Yes, that's the plan. As that is what we're working to. He's only bringing the Reaver, not Reaver, Warhound. So just going to carry that all the way up and go from there. What was I doing? It'll all come together, have no fear. That's the plan. What's the plan? That's the plan. I think I need to do some mixeroo. And boy races are off again. I don't want to go too heavy on the Acadian because Acadian is a really good pigmented contrast paint, but I don't want it to be too strong. I'm not applying it with an airbrush like I do with these ones. I'm just playing it safe. There's not that long to go. All these last minute running arounds and doing stuff. at all concerned. Still don't think we've had a final tally up of how many Titans are going to be there either. Well, that'd be cool to know. That's try something a little bit random now. Or very random. Mixing your paints. Engine feel comes storming in like a tempest. Eep. Yeah, there, Philip. Philipito. What are you up to, dude? Ah, paint. It was, Saturday night was actually quite a good stream. We had a very stable stream, unlike at times tonight, where it's got a little bit weird. Titans, surprising that. You're still doing pool stuff. Yeah. You gonna get them all done before the big day or big weekend? Because you're doing about 3 or 4 of them, weren't you? Guess what? What? I'm guessing. What? What? What are we guessing? Hanging us on the edge here. It's like excitement is too much to bear, Luke. Warlord, hey! Well done, son. Well done. How many warlords are you actually fielding? 3, or is it just 2? I lose track. So many titans. So many titans. All the titans. I'm sure you'll put the examples of the exquisite work that you've done in the Discord for all to admire. I'm getting a bit husky. Two warlords, 2 reavers, 1 warbringer. That's a mana pool and a half. Go big or go home. That is true. That is what we say. Go big or go home. Has anyone seen the trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special? It's appropriately awesome. Volturum have 4 Warlords, 4 Reavers, a Warbringer, and 3 Hounds. And you're all going to be walking together, yeah? Learn the words of the company's song. White is right is white is wrong. Metallica will have an impersonator. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll have an imperator. Yes, for those that were not aware or may not be in attendance for the Titan Walk, there are actually 2 people that are bringing imperators. One is has been a project he's been working on for about 18 months to 2 years, and looks amazing. He's done like he's made it from scratch, basically, like, you know, and you know, it is, you know, using bits of kits, using foam board and stuff, and proper technical know-how to make this thing. It is unbelievable, and it is massive. And then there's obviously, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. 2 weeks, 2 weeks to go, and then we shall unleash all hell. Lots of hell. Let's have a quick look on melter guns. I'm not 100% happy with how the melter gun is looking. Spice Marine, melter, multi-melter. Multi-melter. Hi, Jana. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how everything lines up and works out, and it's in there. So has anyone got anything planned for the weekend? Anyone going to events or, you know, just at home hobbying? Obviously, this weekend I will be away for it's my friend Brian's birthday roleplay weekend, where we are playing Star Wars, a continuation of a campaign that's been going now for, this is the third year, where I will be resuming my character of Grabo, the Wookiee hired gun, who after the last game is now going down a path of becoming a Wookiee Pathfinder. Oh, do they live up in Leicester Way, or do they, or are they elsewhere? Because I've never asked. I'm assuming you're close to them, like as in location wise. You're Ma and Pa, you're going to be close. That'd be a nice little thing. Wellingborough. Right. That's not too bad a jaunt, really, down to Wellingborough, where you are, kind of. Yeah, just over an hour, yeah. It's technically close without being intrusive. Is that just the one day, or are you going to be staying over as well, though? Yeah, packing all your stuff for Tuesday. Give Temps a happy birthday from me. I will do. I'll give him an adequate happy birthday from you, Luke. Just one day, yeah. Still, be nice. Hopefully, they'll get you dinner, or make it, or cook for you at least. You know, you are a guest after all. It's going around painting all these pintle mounted multi-mounters. Also got to sort out the pictures from today as well. I got some really nice snaps. I know I posted one setup of like the stuff I posted, photos I took of Louise Sugden's work. It really is really quite nice, her painting. Until you see it in the flesh, you really can't. Even from my photographs, and they do look good in my photos, but obviously they don't translate well over screens at the best of times, unfortunately. But whilst going around the museum and all that, I did get some really nice looking snaps. From what I've seen, anyway. I haven't really had much of a chance. I was sitting in traffic jam, so as we weren't moving, had a little quick flick through. It wasn't down to your duck and geese allies on that occasion. We're long gone from that part of the world where your influence is held sway. Honest Gav. No, that one definitely wasn't. It was a much further south. Honest Gav, now. Pew, 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 pew. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. So, what do people feel about the new Rogel Dawn tank? Have you studied it? Have you admired it from afar? Have you wondered, what about the other Primarchs? We got a Lehman Russ. We got we got the Rogel Dawn. What about the Gulliman, or the Lion, or the Corax? You wouldn't see that one. The Khan. The Khan tank would be a bike with a cannon on it. Oh, not a fan. Ooh. It looks quite big, but again, when I was looking at it, I'm thinking like, okay, like that cannot hold 10 Space Marines plus driver gunner. It's not physically possible, but we suspend belief into it. I quite liked. I liked that there's a second picture. The picture where you see all the army together. The tank at the back doesn't have side sponsons, and I like it a lot more. It also doesn't have those little stubbers, which, you know, you've got the driver section here, for example, and then there's a stubber there. Like, well, the driver section is over this side. So, okay. So imagine that's the front of the tank. Driver section there. You've got the big cannon thingy here, but then you've got a stubber port there and a stubber port there. And you're thinking like, well, who's manning the stubber port? Because is the driver manning it? And like he's like one-handed and like going pew, 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 or something like that. And then you've got the big guns at the top. You've got the sponsons at the side. I've never been a fan of sponsons. I like tanks, but the Lehman Russ, I've got 3 Lehman Russes and none of them have sponsons. I do not like them. Yeah, I'm not really into guard either, but I do like tanks. So, yeah. It's not, woo. Well, you know, they've got, obviously, lots of tanks already, but they've not got, what do you call it? They could have just done like a plastic version of a Malcador or a Valdor even, or the Macarius. You know, there's lots of tanks that already exist that you could have brought across, but they didn't. So yeah, it's a bit silly in some respects. Because that's what they used to do. Like, if there was a popular thing in Forge World, eventually they would bring it out into plastic, go mainstream with it. But no. Back into work tomorrow, Friday. So even this Land Raider was actually quite easy to build as well. Talking about the Rhino earlier on being quite an easy kit to work with. This wasn't too bad either, to be fair. Obviously, multiple side panels all in together, but so I've just seen a friend. He's there's a TV show on Channel 4 currently, called My Massive Cock, and it's not that he's talking about. He's mentioned this because one of the guys that they are interviewing on there has plenty of 40k stuff in the background, and he's actually, whilst being interviewed, he's actually painting Abaddon. That's on Channel 4. It was on Monday. You might be able to, obviously, if you have Sky, or a 4+ or 4-player, or whatever it was, a 4-player. You could find this show. There's a picture. Says so. There you go. He's painting Abaddon and Xiphon, Porphyrions, or 2 Xiphons. They look like Ultramarines. Oh my god! Dreadnought. So yeah, that's different. That's the last thing I was expecting to come through on a notification. Oh dear. Oh dear. I remember there was a couple of years ago. There was a show that was, I think it was on Channel 5, and it was like a competition. Which, yes, it's a real show. It's on Channel 4, and yes, and that is the title as well. That is the title. I suppose I don't. He must be really proud of the fact that he's got a massive wang and he likes 40k. um, but yeah, sorry. There was this competition. It was like model railway people sort of thing, and it was basically to each week there was like different teams on, and they were given. They was only allowed to have like one thing as part. They had to build a table each week. They had to build a table from scratch, based on a theme that they were given and stuff. I believe. But there was this one because in like the like when you get the like little overview bit at the start, and we got 5 teams of hobbyists to do something. I think so. I don't know. I'm not watching it. My friend is watching it with his partner, and obviously he's only mentioned it because it's got 40k in it. I'm going to have to Google this show now. Fuck it, I'm doing it now. My massive. No, not massive. Cock Channel 4 show. Yes, it is. It totally is. Yes, 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 it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't go there. um, but it's nice that he's showing his passion for 40k. Oh dear. Oh. I wonder if Games Workshop will send him anything. It's advertisement. Oh, that was something. Yeah, sorry. Talking about massive cocks. Smoke. Segway. Smoke. The model for Smoke. Smaug. Wyvern thing. Sets on gold. Hobbits. Massive. That is a lump of resin and a half. I was like looking around, obviously in the shop as you would do, and I saw the box for it. I thought, wow, that's a big old box, like £418. And I thought, wow, that is a model and a half. And then I saw it as well, and I thought, it's huge. It's just a huge dragon. It's beautiful. You can't say it isn't because it is. Yeah, it was just like it looks. Unfortunately, when I was walking around the museum, obviously there is one in there painted, but because of its position, I couldn't really get a good picture because you had where the glass case is open. Its head's right where the thing opens, so you got to go at an angle. So, for example, if I find a picture of it, he says, which you would have thought you'd be able to find a big freaking red dragon or wyvern. No, there's red. That's a Mamluk. Yeah. So, if you like to focus, please. Come on. Now, obviously, that's a reflection in the back there, but that is a massive old wyvern. As you can tell, because of these dudes next to it, but that is a really, really quite a hefty piece of kit. Let's try and find. Right. Oh. That I was actually really impressed with. That's also my mate Matt Swift, and that's one angry bear. Wild Riders. Eagles! Hello! I'm an eagle. I'm going to eat your face. Oh, yeah, it isn't, well, obviously, it's blurry because of the screen. Alright, sorry. Hopefully if you can focus. Can you focus? Focus, please. Come on. Come on. No, you want to. No? Okay. Oh, where's that? Ah, right. They had the Golden Demon stuff on show, right? Now, please, folks, look. That is freaking incredible. You see how that is just bonkers good. That is such a good paint job. He's obviously he's quite big, being a bust, but that looks real. That looks absolutely amazing. And this photograph is, is doing it justice as well. Some other bits. Some other bits. Of Felix and Gotrek. That's Darren Lathan's Votan dude. That was actually pretty impressive. Easterlings. I wasn't too sure on that when I saw it in the things, but seeing it there, it does look pretty impressive. For the South, that I could not get the whole squad in any sort of detail, unfortunately. That was just, look at that, look at that, look at it, look at the little skinks, look at it. It's like Hypnotoad. I am entranced. That was a night. Yeah, I did take a picture of that winner one as well. Where is he? But again, I couldn't really quite get it. But yeah, the whole waterwork really does make it a hell of a difference. Getting that swirling around and being able to see the foot as well. That is a worthy golden winner. Golden Doodah winner. Golden Doodah, the new one. So that's a photograph. That angle is like, quick, run up the hill, kill 'em all. So I was looking for the good angles on this one. Hello! I'm here to kill you. Over the top with those guardy tankies. And these ones I actually really liked as well. They've got some good pictures here. So this is one of my favourite ones I took today. Yeah, there they are. This one. It's freaking amazing. There is another one there, which I might try and do something with. So that's it, that's better. Where's there hair? Is there a hair on the bloody... Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on in there as normal, but the ones the again, it was the Louise Sugden stuff. It's just freaking amazing. It's not my favourite one of her. Like that, I actually quite liked. The blending on that thing is just fantastic. This one I like because it's on there. It's tempered. I don't want to write ill-tempered. Fulgrim. It's me and the boy. Me and the girl. The girl. That thing again. Those dudes. Where are they? The drum dude. That is just, I just love that. It's fucking crazy. The way you look at me tonight. Eyeballs. All the eyeballs. Colours on them. That is an absolutely worthy finalist. That's crazy. It is what she is good at. Sweet Dreams, pictures in Discord, thank you very much. I'll check on them afterwards and have a little look and see what's what. But yes, well, we've been everywhere so far tonight, haven't we? Pintle mounted multi-melters that are broken, been repaired, been painted, added. I think I need to put some Drakenhof. Get some of that on there. And also need to finish off the one that I was painting the what do you call it? Well, this is the original one anyway. There's a Drakenhof on the tip of the melter, just to show heat scorching. It's really just right on the tip of it. Wow, it's actually quite worked out quite well. Must be that one. Must be that one. do. Just make sure that they're there was a beepy noise. What was the beepy noise for? It wasn't me. I did not go beep. That's good. Tis good. Tis good. Tis good. Hey, Advent. Welcome, dude. How are you? So, 3 rhinos. Oh. I did actually, something I picked up on. If you look at the, well, let's have a look. The Rhino Space Marine. Dimas. No, images. So, Demos, there you go, it's got the little bits there and it's got the spotlight on the side. But in the official, he says official, no, where is it? Oh God. Right, so I'll just go to workshop page. Yeah. So Games Workshop. Hey, where's the little headlights? I should put a picture up without them because you can only do that by cutting off. There's 2 raised parts to allow for that to sit on. So if you took them off and then just stuck the headlamp searchlight even on there. So you know, obviously I've already built mine like that as instructions. But yeah, their ones aren't the same, which was like, oh, really? But that's how they roll. But right, let's get back on there. Right, okay. So you up to anything, Edwin? Are you hobbying, or are you just popping in again like the other day? Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Building cacophony. Yeah, I've already got 20 of them myself, and I'm just not edging towards getting any more, because obviously 20, you know, two 10-man squads or 4 5-man squads. And the thing with the cacophony kits, you don't get the option to have like a sergeant type character, do you? They're all the same. So unless you sacrifice sticking on its weapon and mucking about and all that, obviously they were designed differently back in those days. But they are interesting. They are quite a decent force to have nowadays as well. I did watch. Admittedly, it was the Outer Circle who came up with this particular strategy, which was to have a squad of cacophony, but with a master of signals attached to them, because he gives them some really interesting sort of buffs in game. But yeah, it's definitely something to be working. Yeah, I'm combining mine with Mark 6s to get a bit more varied. Oh, right. Cool. Sorry. If you weren't aware, I visited Warhammer World today, which was a 3-hour drive up, a 3-hour drive back, or 3 and a bit hours, because I had to stop off for feeding the kids. Apparently, you got to feed them. But it was a lovely trip. It was nice little sort of chilled. You know, it was only me and the kids. Obviously, met up with a few of the names at work up there. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a nice, relax. I did take my Alpha Legion with me on the off chance I might have been able to get some photographs taken, but my girl was getting a little bit overwhelmed by people and stuff, so we called it and headed off. Otherwise, if we hung around a bit further or longer, then I wouldn't have been on tonight. So I was only 5 minutes late, to be fair, and that was partly because one of the icons had changed on the desktop. 3 hours is not nothing, but I've yet to even go once. Also, getting your kids to go with is fantastic. Well, say only one of them was really interested in going. It was only decided on Monday, because I've been off for the last 3 days because it's school holidays here. So I was owed a day from when I worked all week, week before last. So I had it off this week, and I've had to move my second day, because I have 2 days off in a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I have to work tomorrow because my boss unfortunately had to go to a funeral. My cousin passed away a couple of weeks ago from cancer, and he's got to obviously show up, and the funeral's not local, so yeah, so working tomorrow and Friday, but then I'm off again at the weekend because I'm going to my friend Brian's birthday get together, which we do each year. No, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes. No worries. What was I saying? I was saying something. It was very deep and meaningful. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So only Maddie. When I asked, I said like, "Would you like to go to Warhammer World?" And she went, "Yes," sort of thing. Which I thought, wow, I wasn't expecting that, because she doesn't paint or anything like that. Obviously, she knows that I do, but at her school, they're now doing a weekly Warhammer / D&D club. So she's going to that now, and she's doing some D&D. But she's also she did ask when they started doing it, so like, could you teach me how to play? And I went, yeah, sure. Depends, if you're playing 40k or 30k, I'm the one you want to talk to. If it's Age of Sigmar, I haven't a freaking clue, and it's probably going to be Age of Sigmar because it's the easier game to get younger people involved in. So yeah, it's yes. What was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, she was actually happy. Thomas only really wanted to go up there because he knew that there was trams in Nottingham, and he wanted to ride on a tram. He loves trains. He loves trams. Anything with tracks, not in the tank form, but tracks, railway tracks. So we went up there. We had Bugman's, which was nice. I wish I went for the breakfast now. I could have done with some bacon, or full breakfast, or English breakfast, or whatever you want to call it. And then after we done that, had a little wander around the museum, and then we went out for a walk down the road to the tram stop. Went to Nottingham train station, got off, came back, and then they said it was just getting on the day, and we just thought, well, that's it. I'd already done my swaps at Forge World, and we thought, well, might as well just go, which we did. Warcry is the gateway drug. I'm going to sneak my kids eventually. Can't get much easier than that. Well, there you go. I was explaining the different types of games to Maddie as we were walking around and looking at the tables, looking at the trophies and stuff. Funnily enough, when we was walking around the museum, she's gone, "Have you got a Wikipedia page?" And I went, "What?" And I turned around, and it's not it's a wiki page, 40k wiki. Somebody done a 40k wiki for me, and she'd actually looked it up and found it whilst we were walking around, which was quite. Oh yeah. That's somebody did that for me. Go, whoa. I was quite impressed. So, easily to impress. Yeah, 2 years ago that was started. Well, no, actually, it might be like 3 years ago. Actually. So I don't know if it's been updated since, but it's out there. Beep, 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 beep. Corex Black is the best. To be fair, you have had a named Titan canonised. Yeah, I was explaining that to her as well, because when we met up with Andy, and I was just saying who he was and what he did, and like with specialist games and that, and I said, yeah, he was actually nice enough to make one of my Titans, that one with the flames, and put it as a character within the game. So, wow, I said, yeah, and then my other friend put it into his book, which they didn't have on sale there, which I was quite surprised. Obviously, it was sold out. Because I wanted to get a picture of me like posing next to it or something like that. Offered us to sign autographs. Right, yes. So I think, as I say, there's not a lot more I can do with these apart from giving some varnishing over. I'm pretty pleased with how they've all come along. I'm pleased at how the colour between the three, because which one was it? That was the original one I painted first, and these two come along. That's annoying. Maybe varnish will help hide that. These are the two I done last Saturday, and colour wise they're nigh on bang on. So I'm really quite happy with how they all turned out. Really close. So that's the important thing, get them to look appropriate. See the Land Raider Proteus. So if you are building, because I did say this to Andy, I overlooked on the instructions. So you have got two versions. Well, you got three versions. You got one which is the carrier. So that's the standard assault ramp at the front. But the Proteus Explorator, there's two versions. So you've got this version, and then you have a version where you have a different front section with a heavy bolter in. So, which I think you can upgrade to a las cannon. Don't quote me on that because I haven't got a book to hand and I can't tell you for sure. But it definitely comes with an option to have obviously the heavy bolter there, which heavy bolter was always handy, for infantry and stuff. Because you've got your tank killing capability with these things. Yeah, so twin linked. It would be twin link 1, wouldn't it? With one of them, I think. Can't remember how I did the things. And then you've got your twin linked melter cannon, multi melter, because that's quite handy. Because melters are renowned for, that you've got one, you're going to fire it, and you miss. You always miss. But these ones do have twin linked, so you can. If you do miss, you get to shoot again and hopefully hit. But yeah, I was always going with the rhinos with the melters. I seriously am considering getting more rhinos, because in that format, because Alpha Legion, as I was speaking to Thingy earlier on, 10-man squads are pretty multi-misser, yeah. 10-man squads with a rhino attached, because that's going to be about 70 odd points, basically. Basic rhino is about 35 points. I think auxiliary drive is about 5 points, which is always handy. But that is 30 points on its own. But then that makes that little APC a light tank, because that weapon can seriously hurt anything. It's strength 10, strength 8, AP1. It's not to be sniffed at, because you're going to get that shot into somebody, you're going to get, if you get a penetrating shot as well, you know, good. And these are nippy troops in the back, and you know, for 70 points, a light tank is quite good in my opinion. And that's why I really like them. When I saw that they were an option, the pintle mounted multi-melter, it was going to happen, and I'm glad that it did, because I'd rather spend out that, because one, it gives your force maneuverability or extra maneuverability, because you have the option of jump a squad in there, zoom them around, but you've got some anti-tank or anti-armor killing capability as well. So, you know, it depends on what forces you've got in the tanks, you know, which are probably going to be like tactical squads, if anything, or maybe assault squads. But that can make a mess of anything at the end of the day. And yeah, for 30 points, it's worth it, you know, because you totally change this little humble box of death becomes something to worry about. And that's what you want to give your opponent whenever you're playing a game. You want to give them something. They go, I can't really, although it's a rhino, I can't really ignore it because it's got a freaking multi-melter or multi-misser. I'm kitting mine out as mobile flashlights, Havocs and searchlights, so I can run some night fight shenanigans in them. Exactly. You know, searchlights are quite handy, especially like if you're up against Night Lords, because I think it's if you've got, what's his face, Sevatar, the first turn is automatically night fight, and not being able to shoot at full range is quite annoying. And it allows them to gain position and move up quite a lot without fear of being hit, because it's like, you know, 6+, 6+ with a multi-misser. But obviously, yeah, no, searchlight would be handy. But that's, it is quite situational, because you're not always going to be in a night fight. in my opinion, I've only literally, in the few games I have played, there's only been 2 with night fight involved. And I can say that because there's so few of them. Obviously, if you're playing Night Lords, you can dictate that you'll always be first turn with night fight, which is benefiting your army. But yeah, it's a good little vehicle. You know, it's nippy. You know, it is a bit flimsy. You'd be shooting heavy ordnance on it up against a normal tank. You know, if you're going head to head with a Land Raider, Land Raider's pretty much got it in the bag, but not always the case, is it? Sometimes shit happens and you die. But you know, head to head, las cannons, and you know, obviously he's got a melter in there against just the one melter. But luck of the dice gods, you know, you roll open 6s. Yeah, that's blowing up. You know, and it just takes one hit, one good hit with a melter cannon, a multi-melter, and you can kill any tank. One good hit. But admittedly, you've got to roll a 6 to get through a Land Raider or a Spartan's armour. And then roll another 6 just to make sure. Or a 4, actually, because you get, because it's AP1, that boosts it up your dice 2 levels. So you roll a 4+, you'll get a 6 result, which is a kaboom. But for 30 points, a melter cannon on a rhino, supporting a tactical squad or tac support squad, I'd say it's worth it. Yeah, it's like and the green hydra on the back, because I had to use some green hydras somewhere. Yes, so, and then that connect, focus, yeah, straightforward, straight on, bosh, simple, and without buying extra doors or whatever. Well, yes. Right. I think, as I said about 5 minutes ago, I think that's going to be it for tonight. As I say, work tomorrow. So, yes, so this Saturday I won't be on. I might do something on the Friday, not confirmed, so don't hold out. If I do, I'll post it in the Discord, and obviously I'll just show up. But then again, I think I normally watch other people on Fridays. Not sure. But anyway, I will see you. If I don't see you this week, good night, Chrissy. I will see you next Wednesday, at least, and we'll go at it again. Hopefully, we'll have some more interesting things to build and paint and share together. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again in the not too distant future in the world of tomorrow. Oh, I jumped up to say hi. Oh, who's out playing 30k? Nice. Oh yeah, because you've been doing your world years, haven't you? But thanks for dropping it in just as we're going out. But I hope you was victorious and you smited the enemy and annihilated them appropriately. Blood for the Blood God, and other things that they say in those situations. And post pictures in the Discord. Yes, so until Wednesday next week, happy hobbying, everyone. Love you all, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out, peeps.